Fuck you, Stefan. Sorry, let me just post this. So, fuck you, Stefan. So, Martin.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just Stefan thinks I am infatuated with gymnastics.
Yeah, he's completely obsessed.
Yeah, I saw. I mean, I understand.
Obsessed. He's obsessed, he says.
I understand. It's okay.
Listen.
Yeah, I watch the Olympics every year in gymnastics. It's okay.
Martin, I'm going to get your input on this before the other guys get here, just because we've had this conversation for 3 weeks and 2 weeks in a row now. Might as well just figure out how everybody feels. Do you think bodybuilding is as hard as gymnastics? Oh my God! Come on.
So the question, that's a hard question in the sense of like.
It's not a hard question.
What act are you? What act?
Wait a minute. Sorry, I said. You know what? I posed the question wrong. I shouldn't say hard. Hard is the wrong word because
skilled
bodybuilding can be very hard. I'm talking more skill.
Okay, so. Like exactly that. There's not a lot of skill that goes into bodybuilding.
Right.
You think? What's super skilled about it?
Like, I'm gonna break it down now. Okay, I'm really gonna break it down. We could make a list. So when you have bodybuilding, you first need the skill to have a good body control. For sure, way less than gymnastics.
Okay.
But you need it.
You do.
For bodybuilding, you also need a lot of psychological self-control when it comes to regulating appetite, when it comes to follow a plan, when it comes to eat the whole year out.
That's not a skill. That's discipline.
That's a skill.
Are we still talking about skill?
No, but in my opinion, it's a skill.
So
you need a skill to present yourself. The same as in gymnastics.
No.
So that's why I asked, like, what act are you talking about in bodybuilding? Because like
there is no act in bodybuilding that is even remotely close to as difficult in skill as anything to do in gymnastics.
As anything.
Nothing.
Interesting.
Have you tried the balance beam before?
I get what Boss is saying in a sense, like all the accumulation of bodybuilding skills, like across the board, it takes as much skill probably as gymnastics.
Oh my God.
Because think about outside of the gym though, bro. Like they don't follow a regimented diet and stuff. Most of them starve themselves and
okay, wait.
Kind of, but like
okay, let's break it down for the third week in a row. What skill is outside of the gym in bodybuilding?
In bodybuilding?
Yeah, outside of the gym.
I mean, it depends on if you consider discipline a skill or not.
Okay, so I'm going to say something. Ryan Delege, I don't know how to pronounce his name, says discipline is a skill. I'm actually interested in like breaking that down. Do you guys think discipline is a skill?
Yes.
Or is discipline a trait?
That's hard.
I need to ask Google what trait is in German.
See, I don't think I don't think discipline is a skill. That's the thing. Discipline is a
that's where I think like your guys' mindset are veering, because I see both sides of it.
Like, I think it's a skill.
The act of gymnastics takes way more skill and coordination than we have at any moment in bodybuilding.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But the accumulation of skills of bodybuilding across the board takes a lot of skill, because it takes a lot of discipline. If you consider discipline a skill, if you don't consider discipline a skill, then yes, bodybuilding is really skillless almost.
But for example, is fast metabolism skill?
1 second. Blake Hannon says bodybuilding is a skill and a discipline and a lifestyle, but I learned to squat properly in a few months with a few YouTube videos. No chance I'm doing a backflip no matter how much time or video. This is the crux of the argument. I could take a guy off the street and teach him how to squat in half an hour. I can't take a guy off the street and teach him how to use the balance beam in half an hour.
Right.
I really know a lot of people who are able to do backflips after 1 or 2 hours of practicing.
Did you see the video I posted with the girl on the ring?
Yeah,
Not that kind of
but
backflip.
she was somehow world champion. Or
It depends on
what
the-
fuck?
Like you said, a backflip on the ground, there's a lot of people that naturally just seem to be able to do them. You like Antoine and guys like that. And then you've got no, I'm just saying you've got that different, and that just comes down to like a, I don't even know what to call that. I do think that's maybe a bit more ability, like you say, isn't it?
I don't consider discipline a skill. I could think discipline is a character trait, is maybe a mental challenge. I don't consider discipline to be a skill that's learned. I feel like it's something that you just do.
A skill to me always feels like something that takes like a lot of concentration. So like people that carve wood, skill. Like that's when I think of skid. So any part of anything that requires being in the moment. So that's why I'd say the posing routine, for example, when you're present in the moment, you have to present, requires more skill than other parts of bodybuilding.
So do you think discipline is a skill, James?
Oh. I feel like it's a different attribute. I feel like if you had like a character in a game, you'd be able to level up.
It's a different
skill. Yeah, I there's obviously crossover in times, but how much do you lean on your skill to be disciplined, or how much do you lean on your discipline to be skilled? There's a little bit of carryover, but there's not loads.
I think the thing that can win you the argument, because like I said, I can see I can see both sides of this. But like you said, no one is an Olympic gymnast who didn't start when they were pretty much 3 years old.
Right.
Like there might be this like really far outlier. Like we have like Vince Taylor in bodybuilding that started super late and was this badass. But like outside of that, bodybuilders start at 18. Some bodybuilders start at 30. Some bodybuilders and all within say 8 years of discipline, you could probably be a pretty decent or a pro bodybuilder. For say,
you know what?
Yeah, but with that argument you had, you will probably also be a very skilled gymnastics after 8 years of training, because with 25 you stop.
Okay, I agree with you, Stefan, but at what level? So this is the thing. After
I think there are Olympic champions with 16, 17 in gymnastics.
Yeah, but that's
which I need now to give on your side, because that probably shows that it is a skill when you can be very, very good at a very young age without a lot of practicing. I need to, that goes a little bit in your direction. You're right.
Look,
I can see both sides of it, because it's like, think about wrestling too. Get away from gymnastics. Like most gold medalists that are Olympic guys start when they're 3, start when they're 5, and they've been wrestling for 10 years. But like Boss said, the ones that are like, when we're kids, like when I was wrestling, I knew the kids that were going to be All-Americans and national champions when we were kids. You could just see it. Like
this guy wrote it. Boss Nick says, people think squatting is at the same level of skill as an F1 driver. LOL.
No.
That's how ridiculous that fucking statement is.
Yeah, but bodybuilding is more than just a squat. That's the point.
You guys are trying to tell me that a movement pattern like a squat or a barbell curl or a deadlift is similar.
Yeah, but we never said weightlifting. It's bodybuilding. It's bodybuilding as a whole.
That's the difference, Fouad. You're taking like,
okay, fine. Take bodybuilding as a whole. Take all of what bodybuilding is.
It's the same if you wouldn't say it's Formula 1 driving. It's the same as you would say letting your clutch go to have a perfect start.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you.
For example.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Take everything that encompasses bodybuilding. Yeah. Not discipline, because I don't consider discipline skill. To me, those are two separate things. Take all of the skills involved in bodybuilding. Now take all of the skills involved in F1 driving or motocross or anything, and then tell me it's the same.
It's probably not the same. But I have now a really good point. You know what a good description of skills could be?
Yes.
the measurement how good you are with the least amount of practicing.
Yeah, I agree with that. But that's why I keep telling you, if you took a guy off the street and taught him to squat, it would be much faster than if you took a guy off, or not just squat, but just say do bodybuilding. Like when I started bodybuilding, I picked up the sport in a matter of months. Like I got the repetition.
Yeah, but still, I want to see your first posing routine. Probably was super crap.
It was amazing. I'll show it to you right now.
Really?
But you can't take that same guy off the street and put him in an F1 car. You know
probably will be a hard thing, but the Formula One car also is the Mr. Olympia, and you would probably have looked quite shit at the Mr. Olympia.
Yeah. It's an interesting argument. I'm still going to hold true to the fact that there are varying degrees of skill.
Yeah, gymnastics.
Yeah, I just don't think skill is equal across the board. Anyway, James. On to more important things, because people in the chat are asking, and I saw it this morning. Do you want to touch on your post at all?
I don't think there's any need yet. Let me sort some things out, and then I'll talk about it.
Okay. For those people who don't know, James just put a post up saying he's leaving the gym. So whenever you feel like you want to talk about it,
I'll talk about it soon. I'll get everything sorted, and then I'm happy to talk after that. But let's get things,
So, Stefan, you're coaching Martin and James. Who's better?
At the moment, it's statistics. Olympia placement, Martin.
Yeah,
spooks me.
Who's better? Who's
better looking? Still mine.
Who's better looking? Whose pictures do you like receiving more?
Whose pictures do you like receiving more? Oh my god!
At the moment, James, because he's in the prep.
Yeah,
okay.
he's not fat like
I'm chilling. I've got to look at mine too much at the minute.
Who's lazy?
Question.
What is this?
Who's lazy?
Nobody of them is even 1% lazy.
You ain't getting lazy out of us.
Not even 1%.
Who gets fatter in the off season?
I would probably say James.
Okay, is that by design? Is that like you tell him, or is it because?
Well, no, because I came to him when I was fat.
No, you didn't. Just different body types. Everybody needs to go where he needs to go. It's just different.
I think Martin controls his appetite better than I do when he's.
Martin's. You know, it's funny. I was with Martin for a week or a few days in Texas. Martin reminds me of Ian that way. He's not a food guy.
Yeah. Where's
like Ian, like one of the things like me and Ian talk all the time about how like he's not motivated by food in any way. Like he doesn't care about the taste. He doesn't like want cheat meals. He doesn't give a fuck. Like food's just not a thing for him. It's not a reward system for him.
Mm-hmm.
I found Martin's the same fucking way, and I'm like so jealous of bodybuilders that don't look at food as a reward.
My thing with food is not that. It's just, I really find it a very social event, isn't it? So when you've prepped for a year or whatever, my off season, then I do like to be quite social because it's like the opposite. So I do tend to eat out maybe once or twice a week because I just like to have that social time that I know is going to be taken away again when I get into prep. That's normal.
Actually, both are not getting. So both are bad examples for who is getting fatter, because with total different lifestyles, I would say they are both not getting fat. James maybe a little bit more than Martin, maybe based on that lifestyle issue, but I would say both are in super lean off-season bodybuilders.
I definitely have to lose more weight to get in contest shape, put it that way.
James, I would consider what you said a reward system. That's kind of like what I mean when I say that.
Yeah.
I know most people, when they say reward system, they mean it like, oh, he got a cheat. That's a reward. I mean it more like
a life reward.
Disconnecting my brain from bodybuilding. Like I'm gonna go eat something with some friends. I'm gonna do something like that's kind of how I meant it as a reward. So
yeah, I hear that.
So Martin, you don't give a fuck about that. You don't like need to go for dinner and like it's not social for you.
No, I mean, bro, I could sit at the table and drink water and hang out. Like, it honestly, I just don't care. Like, I think, especially when I worked construction, I had to eat so much food to stay on top of it to gain weight and stuff that I truly don't like eating. Like, it truly, like, any meal that gets too big, I get an aversion. I want to gag. I hate food. Like you were talking about when we ate and you were like at IHOP and you just kept eating and you
Sounds like
it
Flo.
felt uncomfortable. Like I will not do that to myself. Like
I wonder. I
it's
wonder
so
if that's.
weird.
I wonder if that's a thing from growing up, like culturally, because like we grew up without a lot of money, and my mom and dad, like when we were eating dinner, they're like, you're not leaving the table till your
Yeah, don't waste. Yeah.
till your plate's finished and clean.
I think that plays a role, but what especially plays a role is what you said before, especially in our European culture, that rewarding process is a very, very high threat. For example, in my family, it always was like that. If you finish your plate, you can have something sweet.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're double rewarding it. Or for example, you get a cake on birthday.
Yeah,
If you have good grades, you get an ice cream.
yeah.
If you do good in school or you behave well when we have a family dinner, you get that and that and that. That's such a deep learning process
Yeah, true.
for us, and we connect those positive emotions so hard with food that when we don't have positive emotions because of diet, hard training, less sleep, it's coming from the base out that we want that rewardness from the food. And I think that's most probably the highest psychological fact for anybody who has problems with dealing being 100% on a diet.
So basically, Europeans, we're sad unless we eat. So we're sad, and then when we eat, we're like, oh, I'm happy now, and that's why we get stuck in a rut.
I don't even know if it's just like everything you said, Stefan, was right about birthdays and report cards and whatever, but also it was just a weekly thing for us. Like every Sunday, like first of all, my mom would cook everything from scratch, so we had like a feast every fucking night. But especially every Sunday, maybe some extended family would come over, and it'd be a big feast, and it's almost like a celebration.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily just a reward in terms of like, oh, good grades, or you did this good, or you did that good. It's more just like, oh, this is the fun time where we get together and we eat. So
That's
eating,
the socialized aspect,
so
which
eating
also plays a role.
yeah, it became synonymous with fun. Like, oh, food equals fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's more correlated to classical Austrian.
Yeah.
In Austria, it's alcohol is connected with fun.
Are you an alcoholic?
Just get bladdered
No,
instead.
it's really here,
Yeah.
When I started bodybuilding as a not teenager, but as an early 20 guy, the first time at the family party, I said, no, I don't want a beer.
Yeah.
I'm having now a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
People were asking, are you retarded? What is happening to you? Are you completely crazy? You stop drinking? You don't want to have fun? So that's really alcohol is, I don't know. I think in UK it's the same.
Yeah, we're a bit like that.
I think across Europe it's like that, right, James?
Yeah, we're pretty pissheads over here.
Yeah.
But how is that in the States, Martin?
I think
how much alcohol plays the game in socializing?
I think it's a reward system here too, but it's not like Europe. I think you guys drink more. But I drank the first 5 years of my bodybuilding career, I drank every weekend.
I feel like in Europe, like we have a lot of raves and stuff. These like raves, like proper fucking dubstep music, like crack it, like
yeah, that's that UK thing.
Yeah, dude, and that's why everyone's fucking like, oh, they're on it before the night even starts, and then the hard drugs come out later.
Yeah,
it's not the alcohol though.
No, it's I mean, in America, it's definitely everybody lives for the weekend. If they're outside of fitness and stuff, it's like they work a 9 to 5 all week to get drunk on Friday night and Saturday night. Like,
you know what I think is different, Martin? I think it's not just a weekend thing in Europe. I think they just drink. It's just a daily occurrence.
It's an evening thing.
Well,
sometimes midday.
Their lifestyle as far as work is a lot. They don't live. In America, it's you live to work, and over there, it's you work to live. Like, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you're quite right. That's actually good said. Yeah.
Yeah, like our culture is supposed to be so much like go to work 9 to 5. Like, you have to. It's a work week. Like, it's a school day type of thing. Whereas in Europe, they're like, oh well, it's a school day, fun, cool, let's do it.
Hey, quick note before we move on. Anybody in the chat, if you go to hostile.com right now, we just dropped the shirt Martin's wearing along with like 3 other Martin signature shirts, 4 or 5 Samson signature shirts, a hat, and all our new lifting gear. So that just dropped at noon Eastern time. So if you go to hostile.com, you can grab that. Sorry, guys. I just want to make that note real quick.
Well, get the plugs in, Mo.
You know what, Stefan? I think that's why I'm an emotional eater. I eat emotionally. Like when I'm like, if I'm bummed out, I'll grab a fucking pizza and I'll be like, oh, okay, I feel better.
I feel like
Same
pizza
for
makes
me.
but doesn't pizza make everyone
I'm the
feel happy?
opposite.
What'd you say, James?
I'm like, pizza makes me happy too, though. Like if I had a pizza, like I'm in a good mood for about 5 hours.
You know, yesterday I was a little bit sick. Okay, so
Yeah.
on weekend I have to go for a car ride. So I wanted to get healthy, and I was laying in the bed doing my works and the check-ins from the computer like a nasty pervert. And then there was I really felt bad, and then I saw that advertising with a pizza slice, a thick one, and the supermodel was eating that. And I thought, oh, I want to have that pizza. I would feel so good when I could get that right now.
And then there's Martin saying that he's opposite.
Here's the thing, Martin, that doesn't do anything for you, does it?
No, see, I'm the opposite. When I'm like bummed out and stuff, I'm like, I don't want to eat person.
Well, wait a minute. If I'm like really upset about something, then no, I don't want to eat. But I'm just saying, like, you know, sometimes.
Yeah, but that for me, that would be short before killing someone.
Yeah. But Martin, I guess what I'm saying is like, you don't get like, okay, I'm gonna order a pizza, I'm gonna put a movie on, I'm gonna sit and chill, and that makes me happy. Like that doesn't do anything for you emotionally.
Not really, bro.
Can you teach me how to not give a fuck about food, because it's gonna kill me,
bro? We're past that part now.
Dude, so this is interesting because we actually had this talk when we were in Dallas. Is like what Chad did to you, where you just ate and ate and ate, and like when that's what happened to me, bro. But when that happened to me, I'm just like, I fucking hate food. Like there was a lot of moments that I was like, maybe I'm a classic guy. Or like maybe I'm a 212 guy. Like I don't want to eat like this, and it's just over time it's accumulated. And like I'm eating a lot of food right now from Boss, but it's a struggle, man. Like I hate eating right now. This last food, I wanted to be like.
Martin, what's your vice then? If it's not food, what is it that you wish you could not do that you're doing?
Not do.
Like, do you have something that's like for me, it's eating. Like, I wish I could fucking not want to eat as much as I want to eat.
Mine's probably smoking weed, bro.
You smoke a lot of weed, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I smoke.
No.
Yeah, it's like mine would be like when someone stresses me out, I'm like, damn, I could use a joint right now. So sometimes I would.
That's your thing. So for me, it's food. For you, it's smoking weed.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, the other guys would start to eat completely randomly then.
When they have to eat.
But Martin doesn't.
Yeah.
That's
well,
true.
You know why, Stefan? I found that, and I only know this because Paul smokes on a daily basis. My best friend, Paul, I don't know if you know who he is, but what I found is like weed smokers that smoke chronically don't get the munchies and all that shit. Like guys who smoke
randomly,
recreationally. The guys who smoke weed recreationally get the munchies and they want a snack and all that. Guys who are like chronic daily smokers don't seem to get that.
For sure.
Yeah, because Jordan, my training partner, likes weed, and he's the same. He doesn't get like that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I don't know. It doesn't affect you that way, Martin.
No. If I take like a really long tolerance break, sometimes it will like, I'll be like, oh shit, I'm actually like starving from this. But usually, no.
Martin, does your girlfriend smoke too or no?
Nope.
Does she care?
Nope.
Are you different when you smoke versus not smoke?
I don't think so.
No.
You don't think so, but do people around you think so?
Yeah, that's
no,
what
I really don't think so. No, I really don't think so.
Yeah, Yannicka won't let me
really
smoke
don't
because of
think
that.
so.
Yannicka doesn't like the thought of me smoking anything because she's like, you'll be different. But I'm like, no, I'll just be really fucking mellow, which would be nice every now and then.
For me, it just calms my ADHD down, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Martin isn't. Yeah, but Martin isn't getting, that classy image of a pothead.
Yeah, like in the corner.
No, I know. Yeah,
it's clearly not Martin in any time or something. It's
no. No, that's not what I mean. So like if I take Paul, for example, Paul's genuinely like he's generally pretty happy. But when if you take weed away from
He's way happier.
if you take pot away from him, he's a little bit more anxious and edgy. So that's what I'm saying. Like if Martin's different or the same or not or whatever. So
You know what's
Maybe
funny
after,
with
like, 3 or
Martin?
4 days.
With Martin, I was a little bit afraid, because sometimes people who smoke a lot, they really have a hard time to be on point when it comes to time schedule,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But when you tell Martin, I need check-in at 9, it comes at 9. When you
Yeah.
say you need check-in at 2, it comes at 2. When you say we need to meet there at 8, he's there at 8. So there is no zero distraction from the things he needs to do. And I think that's very, very, very special.
Yeah. I want to go back to food real quick. So James and Stefan, you guys are both food guys like I am. When you were bodybuilding, Stefan, or James now, what did you do in the off season to stay on track?
I just have an on and off switch. So for me, there is nothing between. And
What does
when
that
I'm
mean?
when I'm 100% on, I'm 100% on. And even on off season, I would when the meal was 150-gram dry rice with 200 grams of meat and some vegetables, then it was exactly one. So I did the bowl thing for the whole day. So when I had 800 grams of rice a day raw, I had 800 grams. In off season, there was no cookie allowed. There was no nothing. It was exactly as it is, because when I went off that little, I was able to eat 20 to 25,000 calories a day.
No, no way.
For example, because of my disease, the colitis ulcerosa, when when the digestion system is overpowered, I just shit blood and everything comes out and it's getting really nasty.
You're still hungry,
So,
right?
in the diet, I never had to do cardio or anything like that. I just had to eat because I was losing that fast weight because of that digestive system. So actually, I had every Sunday a high caloric day.
Yeah.
And because I was so lunatic, it must be Sunday. So I couldn't start at Saturday at 11:50. It must be 00. So at 00, I got up. I ate most of the time 2 glasses of jam with 1 kg of white bread. Then I went back to bed. Then I stood up. I ate potato noodles. Then I went back to bed, got up, eat some burgers, went to bed, got up, eat some pizza. And actually, I always ate as long as I vomited. Because I have zero chance to stop that process. Zero.
Why?
Because you just get that rush where you're like,
You get the rush.
There's no trigger in his brain until it's.
I used to do that when I was a junior. When I was
that or that.
the same dude, I used to do the same thing on a Sunday. I was like, I get a free feed day, and it was me doing my own preps, and I was only a junior, so I was like, I weigh fuck all. I've got piss amount of muscle. Might as well just eat.
Yeah.
And I'd do the same. I'd get up at like midnight on the dot once it turns to the Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And I'd do exactly the same. I'd fucking smash everything all day long till I go to bed. I used to do
Yeah.
it.
Look,
at midnight in the evening, it was rushing. I want
Rush
to
it
get
in, get it in
everything
quickly.
still in because it's getting midnight.
And then back to normal.
Okay, so 2 things. One, I never did that because I always felt like it wasn't Sunday until I woke up. So I couldn't start at midnight because I would.
You lost some time, Fouad. You lost some time.
I know, but I would do so much damage in that.
I know
that it would. Adding the extra hour or two in that the night before would have made it even worse. So I would wait till I woke up the next day. This is with Chad. Chad would starve me all week, and then Sunday he would be like, "Go fucking eat whatever you want." Okay, so I wake up Sunday, eat whatever I want. The difference between me and you, Stefan, is I can't eat till I throw up. It's just too much. It's too far. Like you just eat.
I can. The perfect combination would be eat until I throw up and shit myself with blood.
Bad.
But then you just got rid of all the calories. You got to read.
Retarded. Completely retarded.
But is that,
Completely retarded.
can I ask you, is that a symptom of like your autism, or is that just you?
Their eating disorders are very, very common in autism.
Okay. So
and not having the feeling when it is enough. I also can put my hand on a hot plate and can leave it there, for example. Or when I'm having a bath, the water in the bath tube is so hot that it actually burns the skin, but otherwise it doesn't feel satisfying for me.
Yeah, no, I know you told me you have like, your pain sensory is off, but
and that's the same with food.
That also includes you being full. Wow.
Fouad, I used to like going to bed. I used to like eating to the point where the stomach was so stretched. And I'd sit there and I'd be like, the T3 and the fucking T4 is going to sort this out by the morning. And I'd just sit there and I'd just sweat and I'd be like, oh, the cleanse working. I used to just relax. Like, I'm not going to lie, I was a fucking young bodybuilder who just thought, yeah, the drugs will sort this out. And I know it's a bad thing to say, but yeah, fucking hell.
James,
I was exactly like that.
Can I tell you how funny it is? Like, okay, so
James,
what are you, 35?
Yeah.
So you're 35, Martin's 28. And I've said this on a few other podcasts now, but I'm so fascinated by the difference in bodybuilding in one generation of bodybuilders. Like, James, you're only 7 fucking years older than Martin, but if you told Martin to do that right now, he would think you were retarded.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, we were like,
if you said to Martin, go eat as much food as you can eat and then take a bunch of T3 and T4 and go to sleep, he would be like,
dude, I'm from the generation that's like fucking Adex, Letrozole,
it's completely
fucking Aromacin, Tamoxifen. Take them all because I've got to be dry as a bone.
Did you have in the UK or also in the United States Xenical?
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 What's that one?
No.
Xenical was a medication for fat people which made it impossible to digest fat.
Oh,
I know that one. I do know that one.
Yeah, look at James. His eyes went.
I've probably got a box of that from about 5 years ago because I had a problem with my cholesterol and I was like, you know what? If I take that, I don't want to absorb no fat. I've tried fucking like so many weird things. I don't think I ever tried it.
It comes right out your ass, doesn't it? Don't you just end up shitting?
You just have oil coming out your bum, like we spoke about with the orange roughy. But no, I never tried it. But I know I've got a box of something. I've got Ephragen water-based, like Ephragen fucking shots and all sorts sitting around.
You had
had.
Kevin,
but the point is to get back to bodybuilding. Actually, those guys with those disorders we have, they really struggle to get the best midsection possible because that constant one-time overfeedings which get temporarily, they really do some damage on your obliques, on your midsection, on your transversus. So a big part of modern bodybuilding is the knowledge of keeping digestion volume always low, even in off season, to get classic midsections even in open, and that's just a very important point.
I want to come back to this. I just got to read this. Kevin Stutz, thank you for the super chat. Says, Fouad, ask Stefan why you digest pizza better than vegetables. Worth it for me. Love the boys, James, Martin, Stefan. So, Stefan, I said on a previous podcast, and don't let me forget to come back to what we were just talking about. Yeah,
okay,
don't let me forget to come back to midsections. I said on a previous podcast, and I was half joking, but I do kind of mean it. When I eat pizza, my digestion is better than when I eat clean.
I think it's not better, it's not there. It just goes through.
No,
it doesn't.
What I'm trying to tell you is when I'm eating clean, and this is probably way too much fucking information, but my digestion is fucked. It's just,
describe it now.
Give us examples.
Now we are into the topic. You know,
I don't want to describe
what is the problem of?
All right, it's not great.
Healthy food.
My bowel movements are not fucking regular when I'm eating healthy food.
Is it softer or is it harder?
Softer.
It's softer. Then reduce the amount of fiber.
When I eat pizza, it's perfect.
It's really good consistency after a pizza.
Then you see that you have problems with digesting the fiber from the healthy food.
But there's not that much fiber in the food I'm eating.
Yeah, more than in the pizza.
I don't think so.
I think so.
How much fiber is in like cream of rice and protein powder?
Yeah, but you are that carnivore guy.
No.
Need a little bit of psyllium husk in there, bro.
I love how you attach these fucking labels to me. I told you I did it once. I just had a bowl of fucking cream of rice. What are you talking about?
You might not be even taking any fiber. You might need some fiber.
I think
Or
that's,
some.
I think that's probably more the problem, Martin.
Yeah.
And it could be the sweetener, actually.
You think so?
Yes.
If you're using a lot of Splenda, it's very common that it's constipating you.
Yeah.
Most artificial sweeteners constipate you.
Okay, let's go back to the midsections. I want to touch on this because there's so many theories, and I think a lot of them are bullshit, or maybe not bullshit,
I
but
think so.
only
Yeah.
half true, maybe. So the common theory, Stefan, is GH and insulin are the reason for big guts.
Overfeeding is the reason for big guts.
Well, I was going to say my philosophy, and you can give me the science of it afterwards. My philosophy has always been, in the years between like 2000, 2015, or whatever you want to say, the years of where the midsections were the thickest. First of all, there was no emphasis on training abs, doing vacuums, doing any of that. So there was no training of the abdomen going on. So that's facet number one. Facet number two was there was an overemphasis on overeating. Like when guys were bulking, they were bulking hard. So to me, those two things alone were more the reason than anything, because now you're overeating
100%.
and you're not trading your ab wall. So everything just starts to, right?
The question is, you are 100% right. Okay.
Yeah.
But the question is, when it comes to insulin, you know?
Yeah.
I think for me, insulin is completely overrated because it gives you a nice look in the gym. You can't transport on stage. You look pumped, and you have that fucking nice photo shoot pictures. And people who come then on stage, and you have seen them before on the insulin photo shoot pictures, you think is that even the same guy. So to make it short, I don't think that it has any good benefit
Don't let me forget
for most of the guys.
Don't let me forget to come back to insulin, but go on.
Yeah. But besides all the other negative aspects with lowering insulin sensitivity and harder fat loss, one point is that you artificially have to eat more to feed the insulin. You're actually, it goes to that direction that you're not eat for your purpose.
Yeah, you're eating for the drug.
To grow, you're eating for the drug.
Right.
So you are eating more for the drug, and in that, I would say, death circle, the drug also plays a role why midsections are getting bigger. But
indirectly.
Yeah, indirectly, but not. Yeah. I don't see the point directly.
Yeah.
Well, you know
what? I had a little something.
Sorry, go ahead, James. Sorry.
All it is because I've noticed a lot over the years. So a lot of the time, people are eating. Let's say you're eating 500 grams of carbohydrates a day, 600, whatever it is. A lot of the time, that's like someone maxed out on the amount of food they can eat. And like you say, Stefan says there, then they'll introduce insulin to try to push beyond. But a lot of the time, their digestive system's already saying, fuck off, I'm already getting pretty fucking full of this. And then the assumption is, if I add insulin, it's going to ease up digestion. And then they add another 100, 150, 200 grams of carbs into that daily feed with the assistance of insulin. But you were already struggling to digest the amount of food you had. So that additional, even with the drug, is just sitting on top of something that's already a problem. So I've never, ever really seen anyone. The only time that I've seen someone use insulin and not really fuck it is when they've used it alongside their existing diet to assist with their existing diet.
Yes.
Not to try to push further, but everybody always tries to add more and do more. Because like Stefan says, if you don't, you get hypos, you get fucking all sorts of issues because you're not having enough to warrant the additional thing. So it's just basically a bad loop.
Yeah. Can I give two scenarios? So there was a period of time where I think my waist grew the most because of insulin, but it's more indirectly because of insulin, like you said, Stefan. At the time, like I said, we weren't training a lot of abs, we weren't doing a lot of vacuums, we weren't doing anything to control or tighten the midsection. And then we had the daily diet, say 4,000, 5,000 calories, but 3 times a day, we're doing 15 units of Humulin R.
Mm.
So for those people who don't know, for every unit of insulin, you need 10 grams of carbs. So with the 50, give or take. So with the 15 units of insulin, I now have to add an additional 150 grams of carbs, usually from simple sugars, to my existing 5,000 calories. So now, 3 times a day when I would eat, my fucking stomach would go like this. It just I'm so bloated, right? So you have to think to yourself, you're not training the muscle and you're just stretching it out for 5 months of an off season.
I think even if you were training it as well, the amount of pressure internally, it still wouldn't fucking help with it. So you're giving yourself 2 things, like you say.
Right.
The weakness in the muscle, but also the fucking pressure that's constantly on it.
Yeah.
And actually also what you do to your microbiome and your gut health with all that simple sugars. It's just,
fucked.
it's just fucked and exploding, Candida will grow like fucking hell in your digestive system because it's brilliant for them to grow and that can throw you back for years, actually.
Yeah.
Kyle Lindsay says insulin is the reason for blown out guts. Insulin increases visceral fat around the organs. Worst thing to happen to bodybuilding, has nothing to do with training the muscle or stretching. I disagree.
No, it is both.
I don't disagree with the first part of what he said.
You can't not, but you can't not agree with this. You can't, the second bit is not absolute. Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, I'll tell you right now, if I start doing vacuums,
you'll come in.
And I tighten up my stomach wall, I can fucking see a change in the diameter of my waist.
Juan Morel done it, and he done a great job.
I can see a change in the diameter of my waist in a matter of a week. So,
and when you diet it down, also the visceral fat is getting down again.
Yeah.
Fat. So, when you eventually diet fully in for a show, fat has to come off from everywhere, and that's including visceral.
So James brought up a really good point that I want to touch on. The second thing was, and Stefan, I wonder what you think of this. Mm-hmm. I worked with a different coach who had me use insulin really sparingly. Now, I didn't do it for long. I personally don't like insulin, but I did like the way he was doing it. So I used to do 50 grams of intra carbs. What I used to do is 25 pre, 50 post, 50 during, and then 50 post. Mm-hmm. So I would use 5 IUs of insulin just before training with my 50 grams of intra carbs. So we weren't adding more food. We were just utilizing that 50 grams a little bit better. How do you feel about that type of protocol?
Still, it's waste of potential, because on the first hand, if your body have problems to utilize 50 grams of carbs perfectly, you are in serious problems. And you probably.
What do you mean? You think
the pancreas should be able to do that anyway?
If you're totally healthy, you're going to utilize it just as well with or without.
Yeah, you do. Okay. You do. Okay. If you have the right carb source with a good insulin sensitivity, will bring you super fast into a hypo.
And also, as well, Stefan.
So there is no reason to add that.
Yeah. Also, the period of time, if you're having troubles with an intra-workout, most of the time that happens is when someone's literally just eaten a pre-workout and not allowed for it to digest. So that window between your pre-workout meal that's solid and your intra-workout drink, whoever has, simple sugars in, as long as that's long enough, that shit will digest quick. Like, you'll feel it going through. It's when people stack up too much.
Look, I don't know enough of this scientifically to argue the point, so I'm not arguing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about all the people? Because there's a number of coaches that do feel like the insulin response helps shuttle the carbs to the muscle better, and you get a better fucking.
The weakest part of the human body always will be the digestion.
Okay.
So that's just fact, If you deal with perfect nutritional uptake with the digestion, because everything runs smooth, that will be the most anabolic thing you can do. Everything else might have immediate effect, that you have a better pump, for example, because you shift it more aggressively in, but that time frame, it's faster in for 10 minutes or it's faster in for 20 minutes, makes no sense in correlation to the risks you have, but the risks are also not that high. I don't mean health risks, but I mean the risk concerning your insulin sensitivity, with overloading the body of the stimulus, with getting problems then because the insulin sensitivity goes down with long-term growth. Because sometimes I think people are chasing a good look in a gym and being pumped and having veins everywhere with an insulin shot over constant growth within the next centuries.
I agree, but I also think, you know, when people say insulin is the most anabolic hormone out there,
you have it. You have it. You produce it.
yeah.
So I can argue
Yeah,
both.
but you also produce testosterone, but we still add more.
Yeah, but you produce enough insulin naturally.
But you know, the one is a hormone, which is designed for putting nutrients into the body and letting the liver with the what's the English word? When growth hormone is there and insulin is there and a few other factors is there, IGF is produced, you know? But still, that is then the limiting factor. So a more of insulin won't produce more because that's just the limiting factor. And even if there are small improvements in the system, the thing what it costs you is just way more higher. And there is just zero success stories of insulin. Most good athletes will tell you, oh, when I recognize that I need to drop it and don't do it anymore, you're starting to win shows.
Wait a minute. I have to push back on that last point. We've seen a lot of bodybuilders, like there's bodybuilders that Milos has coached or John Meadows has coached, or I can point to a lot of bodybuilders that put on a lot of muscle using insulin. So
they would have put it on without also.
Not as fast though.
Maybe they would have had a longer career.
What do you think of mine?
I can argue both sides of this because before I got with Boss, I was a GH and insulin guy big time. Like I did the 10-10-10 thing pre, intra, post workout. I've gone all the way up to 15-15-15. And a lot of my early on career, that's what I thought insulin was the man. I thought it was the most awesome drug ever. I was like psychotically diligent about it. I never ate fats within 4 hours of taking insulin. I was very, very diligent about it because I knew how it worked, and I was in pharmacy school. I knew it shuttled everything. It's going to shuttle fats as well. So I was a protein carb guy. I was eating, because I was working construction, I was eating 1,000 carbs a day anyways. So a lot of my thinking early on was, I'm saving my pancreas by not making it work so hard for every single day of eating 1,000 carbs just because I have to eat 1,000 carbs. And now transitioning with Boss and using zero insulin, there's literally zero difference. My pumps aren't any different. My physique doesn't look any better. I look better now without it. You know what I mean? So I don't think that there's any correlation with that. I do think I built a lot of muscle with insulin, but like Boss said, I was going to build that muscle anyways because I was eating 1,000 carbs a day and training my ass off, taking steroids and growth hormone. It was going to happen.
Yeah, listen, I'm not sitting here advocating for insulin because I literally hate. I've said this. People watch the podcast. I've heard me say it many, many times. I hate insulin.
No, I know.
I think a lot of it is bullshit. I think, you know, if you start taking 10 IU of insulin pre-workout, your first week you're going to feel like superhuman.
Oh yeah.
And then your body starts to adapt to it. Then you got to take 15 units, and you got to take 20 units, and before you know it, you're just a fat fuck. So
see, I loved insulin. Like I truly did. Before Boss, I was the guy that was like, bro,
I fucking hated it, Mark.
If you miss a shot of insulin, you're like, this workout's not worth it.
Yeah.
I remember being like that myself.
My body would adapt to it so quickly. Like within 2 weeks, I didn't feel that initial, like when I first started taking insulin and I would go train, my workout, I felt like I was Mr. fucking Olympia. I was so pumped.
Do you struggle with insulin sensitivity issues?
Yes.
Like
Regularly, yeah.
I don't have any issues with that, and like it never affected me whatsoever. Like I even would go get my blood work done. I would test it every morning. Like I never had any issues with that. I truly think that that's kind of person dependent.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so I wanted to go back to food, diet. Stefan, you said you were black and white, but as a
I
coach,
was black and white. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I believe you. But as a coach, how do you get guys when you're coaching somebody, do you just tell them, look, this is your fucking off season, take it or leave it? Or do you have techniques for guys to be able to get through long off seasons?
I need to learn the people. I need to learn
Yeah.
the bodies of the people. I need to learn the mental aspect of the people. I need to learn the psychological aspect of the people, and I need to find the right way for them.
Yeah.
And that goes from 100-0 to having it flexible. And actually you always need to have the look on the athlete as the whole package. You can't just isolate only the body. You must get in the mind perspective, the longevity perspective, the well-being perspective, the social perspective. So you really need to find out the right balance for every person. And that happens with talking.
Dave Frazier asked an important question, I think, because we talk about insulin sensitivity a lot on here. And how does somebody gauge that? How does somebody gauge their level of insulin sensitivity?
What's gauge?
Like,
how do you identify it?
How do I determine my level of insulin sensitivity?
You know, there are some medical factors like the HOMA index, where you that's a medical factor where you can see a little bit the insulin sensitivity. You also can see the insulin sensitivity with we call it glucose tolerance test.
Yeah.
It's that's the German word, just translated in English. You also see it, you know, it's not a direct correlation, but if you have a healthy blood sugar metabolism, a really good basic factor is the HbA1c, where you see your long time blood sugar. For sure, the fasted blood sugar plays a role, but when we reduce all that things of measurements, try to eat simple sugar things and take a look how you react also on that, so you can also build up a feeling.
So let's say without testing, and I know this is silly because obviously testing is the ultimate way to do something, but let's say on a regular basis, like, can you tell if you're insulin sensitive towards something just
when you have a a good feeling for your body? Maybe the average person not, but I feel blood sugar fluctuations in my body very, very fast.
Yeah, so do I.
Can I ask something as well? So, because I've always kind of felt that the two things correlate is like appetite and insulin sensitivity. So, when you're not hungry, for me, that's like a sign of, even if you haven't eaten for hours. Yeah. So,
wait.
appetite,
Say that again. When you're not hungry, you feel like it's a what?
it's a sign of perhaps insulin resistance, because it means there's still blood sugar still present, you know, in the body. It hasn't fully been uptaken. And that current coincides with digestion to a degree. Not saying it's exactly that, but when you're like really, really hungry, the likelihood if you do a blood sugar reading, if you're starving, you're probably going to notice that your blood sugar is a lot lower. So appetite has a little bit of a correlation to it. I'm not saying it's the be all end all. You could be hungry and still have high blood sugar, or the other way. But that's something that I've noticed quite typically happen, is that my appetite will determine. I'll be like, oh, I know that my blood sugar's low because I can feel my stomach's eating itself, you know?
For me, I get hypoglycemic feelings quickly with very refined foods. Like if I eat white
cream rice,
cream of rice, and I don't put any peanut butter in it, right? Because
you're fucked. An hour later.
Yeah, an hour later, I'm sweating. I feel like shit, and like I'm hypoglycemic. Same thing with like white potatoes. If I just eat white potato by itself,
it can be,
and I don't have it with any ground beef or any red meat or anything like that, it just goes right through me.
You have to make sure your meals are quite stacked for that to be a food you can eat. Like, for example, I eat a lot of fish and I eat a lot of white potato, but my meals are just about that. They got that distance apart just enough that it doesn't really matter. But I can imagine if I had that white potato and fish and I left it 3 hours, I would probably start feeling the same because it doesn't have that.
You know what the thing about that though, James, is I don't think I have good insulin sensitivity. So I don't know why those foods make me feel that way.
Well, they spike your blood sugar clearly, and then it clears very quicker than.
Yeah, but if you're more insulin resistant, it wouldn't clear that fast, would it?
Or is it? Oh, Stefan, is it not activate? Is it not active enough?
There are so you can't see it just one dimensional. you know,
Yeah.
because one thing is how is the sugar put in the cell, but
Yeah.
also one thing is how does the sugar get into the bloodstream.
Mm.
So both things are connected. Is that fast, or is that fast, or is that slow and that fast, or that slow and that slow? So you always have the combination of
It,
the things.
it sounds to me like insulin resistance is more like a disobedient child.
Yeah,
It will do
it's
things, but it doesn't
simplified.
do what. Yeah, it doesn't. You know.
Sam Perry is our moderator. She asks, do James and Yannicka want to know the sex of the baby, or are they leaving it a surprise?
I don't mind actually saying now because this is something good for this week, so I can tell you what I'm having.
Oh, you already know now.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do know. I do
sure.
know. I do know. Do you want to take a quick guess? Stefan's not allowed to guess because he knows.
I think you're gonna have a girl.
Okay, what do you reckon, mine?
Well, you're a bodybuilder. You probably have a girl.
I'm having a girl.
Hey,
We're having a girl. It is
awesome.
gonna be.
Congratulations.
I knew it. 'Cause it's just testosterone and fucking pregnancy, isn't it? Everyone's just
Dude,
fucking.
bro, I'm telling you, man, I go and hang out with Brett's daughter. It's like as much as I can. You're screwed, bro.
I was
I'm in
just gonna
trouble,
say,
bro. I
you
know.
know,
Screwed, bro.
you know,
I'm not
James.
gonna be able to let her go.
You're gonna be the biggest softie ever because I already know you and you're
I'm
already
already
the
soft.
teddy bear, bro. Oh my god,
Fuck.
dude. Like Brett's daughter, bro, she bounced me. I came over the other day and she's like, grabs my hand, makes me get down on the floor. My legs are sore as hell. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah,
like
you
let
can't
me
help
get
yourself.
down here with you. But you're not gonna tell her no. So you're
No, I know I'm screwed. I'm in trouble.
screwed.
I like to imagine if I had kids, if I had a daughter, she'd fucking run my life.
It's gonna happen.
There's
You
no
know,
way.
I know it. I can see it.
Yeah.
It's
You know what?
Stefan's said something.
Yesterday I cooked for my daughter. My wife wrote me, Helena argued that nobody is at home and nobody is cooking for her, blah, blah, blah. Then I came home. I had to get new glasses and I got home and I made her tortellini with cheese in it and tomatoes with tomato sauce and fried bacon, but just the lean one, and then giving it in the oven and topped with
Yeah, pasta.
Parmesan
Yeah,
cheese.
Nice.
And then
this
I
sounds like a
gave it
Fouad meal.
You went all out. You went all
Pasta
out.
bake, bro.
on a plate. I went all in.
So
Chef Kienzl.
when you cook like that for her, do you eat too? Like, do you eat that
Sure.
food?
Yeah,
You don't
I eat everything.
You don't eat clean right now, do you?
I
He
stopped
doesn't have
about
to.
10 years ago.
I'm just wondering. Some people like just.
Some of you don't let it go, do they?
No, dude, so when boss just doesn't like to eat alone. That's his thing.
Sorry,
Oh.
guys. Regan just popped in the chat to say hey, and he wanted to congratulate James.
Thank you, bro. I've seen here. Because he's got a little girl, hasn't he?
Sorry, go ahead, Martin.
God damn.
Boss just doesn't like to eat alone. So if he has an eating partner, he's gonna eat. The fun at like Austria was so fun because I was still dieting for Prague, but we went and toured the city and stuff with Boss
So
and
good, that did.
and Jake, my media guy. He can eat whatever, and he's like a marathon runner, so he needs to eat. And so he would be like, I'm hungry. And Boss would be like, let's stop here.
Let's try something.
Jake's like, I'm hungry. And Boss would be like, let's stop here. So I'm watching these bastards eat all the best food in Austria. I'm over here prepping. We're walking like 20 miles through the city. But I just loved it. You could see like Boss was like, oh, I don't want to eat at this sausage place unless Jake, you want to get a sausage? And Jake was like, yeah, let's do it.
We've gone full circle, haven't we? Like that's the thing. Food is that social sharing. It's a fun endeavor when you're pairing it with people.
Yeah.
And like you say, you don't even have to be eating yourself. Like you said, you can be there and still enjoy seeing them eat. But as long as a couple of you are having some food,
yeah,
it's fun. Because you need to be able to talk. Someone needs to be able to talk about the food. Like, oh, that was good, wasn't it? And then the other one goes, yeah, that was fucking good.
you like to hear about it, and I still like to like try stuff and eat stuff. I just like I'll never like gorge myself or stuff anymore.
We all like smelling stuff as well.
Yeah.
Even when you can't eat it.
Okay, so Stefan, Martin, James. Martin, you're coming up on a show after James at the Pittsburgh.
Yeah, what are we 16 weeks out now?
And I think Nick is going to be there, so you get a rematch with Nick.
Yes.
And is Regan doing that show too?
Let me take a look into my calendar.
thought Regan was doing. Oh wait, you're coaching Regan.
Regan, I have.
I forgot I have the coach on that's coaching the entire IFBB, so I can just ask.
Blah
Yes,
blah 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 blah. Actually signed in for Pittsburgh. I have Martin.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
Every aspect.
James.
Yeah.
James.
James, you're there too?
James.
Wow.
William.
Oh
Nice.
my God.
Blessing.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck,
So we're gonna see, and I have Irene. I think it's his pro debut, but Regan will start in New York.
it's a week later, isn't it?
I thought Nathan was talking shit and said he was going to come do it.
Nathan can't get to the US.
That's maybe one thing, but Nathan will start a little later.
Listen, I don't care what Nathan says until I see him on US soil.
Get your ass on US soil, basically.
So,
Then we're discussing these US shows.
because he's been saying for 5 years he's gonna make it. And I'm like, come on, just once you land, then we'll be like, all right.
Hey, maybe
I still believe in it. I still believe in it. He can
So,
make
boss, how many of your athletes are doing Detroit?
it. Let me take a look into my calendar.
I know another person doing it now as well. I don't know if he's signed up yet.
Who?
Sasan.
Oh, he
No.
decided to.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Me and Sash
I
were talking
actually-
today. He said he's doing it.
I asked him to do it, and he said he was interested. So now he's
Yeah, I said fucking do it.
That's
Regan's
cool.
in for. So Regan's still in the chat. Regan said he's in for New York. He said, "Who's in for New
Yes.
York?" Okay, so Regan.
So he wants
Regan-
to New York, or we are talking about what now?
I know.
we have
Hold on
Detroit?
a minute. Hold on a minute.
Detroit?
I'm
It's all a
going
bit too
somewhere.
exciting.
I'm going somewhere with this. One second, Regan. I can assume that anybody in Pittsburgh is probably going on to do New York. So, Martin, can you beat Regan because he's listening right now?
Martin's number 4 in the world, bro. Everyone's got.
Martin's
he's
number 4 in the
real
world,
champion.
but Martin's number 4 in the world, but he hasn't competed against Regan in a couple of years. So
I love
I want to know what Martin thinks.
the coffee.
I think I can beat him. I think I can beat anyone in the pro league.
Okay,
Mine's hot shit right now.
Regan, listen, I got to play devil's advocate.
Regan's an awesome bodybuilder.
Regan's
We
free.
got to keep
We're
things.
going to
interesting.
see the best Regan we've ever seen because he's working with Bob.
And the structure is wild as well.
The
Regan,
good thing is, I will bring everybody at his personal best. We'll stand sideline, and we'll see what Big Steve does.
Yeah, leave it to them. You know what the thing is?
I'm not gonna ask. Okay, I'm not gonna ask Martin because he's sitting here. I'm gonna ask Stefan because he's brutally honest,
Yes.
and he's coaching all of these people, so he's got to be honest. You have Regan.
Okay.
You're not coaching Nick, but you have Regan, Nick, Martin. These 3 guys is a good fucking matchup
Who?
in New
Regan,
York.
Nick, and Martin.
Regan, Nick, and Martin. I'm not throwing James in there yet because I don't know if James is doing New York. But
Martin, Regan, Nick.
Martin, Regan, Nick. Where do you?
That's the order he calls it.
No, I said it.
Martin, Regan, Nick.
Martin,
Yeah.
Regan, Nick. That's it, eh?
You know,
that's
at the
order.
moment, I need to get the fat down of Regan completely.
Yeah.
I know that his symmetry, balance, and fullness will be better on stage.
Yes,
But
awesome.
what I don't know at that perspective now, how much his muscle maturity will catch up to the muscle maturity Martin has.
What about Nick's
So
muscle?
that's a little bit of my discussion thing. Why I think at the moment Martin might be better.
Do you think?
Regan has the potential to get there, but then Martin will be grown. So it's always funny how it goes. But I think both are better than Nick.
Do you think if we see?
It's my idea of bodybuilding.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. Do you think if we see the Nick from the 2022 Arnold, that changes anything?
No. It's
Okay.
not what I like in bodybuilding. It's arguable, and you can judge like that. And if it's judged like that, it's completely okay for me.
Yeah.
But if you ask how would I do it or how I would see or judge it, then I have deep respect for Nick. The amount of muscle, what he did with his body is incredible. He has such good muscle parts on his body, but still, I just don't like the physique that much. I like the physique of Martin, James, Regan. It's just for me about the whole package.
James, do you think you're going to go on to do New York?
I can't say no. I'm up for compete. I just want to compete. Thing with me, I feel more confident now with Stefan than I have for a long time. So while I'm feeling that way, I got to just ride it. But my plan's to win Detroit. That's my plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody said here, Jackson Conklin says, I can't even force myself to believe anything anyone says about Regan until I see it on stage. I kind of feel the same way. I'm sorry, Regan, I know you're listening, but I think he's been out for so long and he's grown so much.
It's not. Yeah. That's one point. I think. Why?
I just don't know. I just don't know what to expect, because this is the thing, Stefan. We've seen this happen many times. Guys take a year, take 2 years, they come back, and not much is different.
You can be sure that I have a spot eye on the weak points.
Right.
He will be posing better. He will have more endurance with posing. He won't have the sweating issue. He won't have that losing fullness issue during the show, and that can change it up, you know?
Mm-hmm. Regan's got a lot of great tools, the width, the back, the bubbliness. He's so good.
I'm in no way saying that Regan doesn't have potential to be.
No, you just want to see him at his best.
A top Olympian. All I'm saying is, so does Quint.
Oh, Quint's a freak.
You know, like when I think of Quint, I think of a guy that has potential to win the Olympia one day. But he took a couple years off and we didn't see it translate to the stage, right? Whether that was coach's fault or anything, we don't know. But I'm waiting to see what Regan produces after like a couple of years off. Regan says, that's okay. I haven't nailed it the last few shows. Also, I feel very confident working with Boss this year. Okay. Well, I'm hoping to see I want to see the best everybody. I want to see the best Nick, the best Martin, the best Regan. I want to see, it's
for
a great
me,
fucking show.
The best outcome.
Everything to bring them all in the absolute best to the shows, If we have high quality shows with everybody dealing with his personal best and getting on stage as a super freak, everybody everybody will just benefit from it.
Our sport benefits
it's not only the placings. If we have legion battles up there on the stage, the people will keep talking about it. That's where everybody will benefit. We are a professional sport and we have to put on the people a show. And that's what we need to do and what we're gonna do. But no one of us is doing the decision.
Imagine if we can have one of them years where it's just like, oh, do you remember 2025 and like how the shows were so stacked? Yeah. Everybody was just on point. And if we can walk away from our careers with that and know that we were part of bodybuilding at its best year, like what people consider one of the best years, fuck, that's amazing. Like, obviously I want to win, and so does everybody. Everyone wants to get to the Olympia this year. That's the plan.
And also what some just I forget it the other way, because people out there always argue and discuss, how can you have so many good people in one sport competing next to each other that isn't existing in other sports? That's completely bullshit. In every Olympic sport, a coach has several athletes. If you are a ski coach, you have 10 people competing next to each other. If you are a running coach or whatever, or even tennis coach, you have several athletes compete. That's in professional sports, that's just completely normal. The problem is most people out there have no idea what competitive sports mean or what's going on there.
Yeah. The thing is, as well, with being any of us that are professional, we've done a lot of the legwork to get to a certain point where what we need now is something slightly different than just, being absolutely bombarded. We need a positive relationship with someone that we respect and communication. It's not like the beginning of your bodybuilding where you don't even know how to eat or you don't know all those things. Like, you've worked so many years to get to this point that you can have such a good collaboration. That Stefan's work is obviously, it's intense. There's a lot of people, but we're all also very capable because he allows us to feel capable about ourselves. You know what I mean? So it's kind of works well, because everybody, all of us, Regan, Martin, myself, we're all fucking long-term bodybuilders. We all know what we're doing. We really enjoy having this, this person that likes to fucking help us become our best. And we'll execute whatever we got to execute to get that done. And we're all confident because of it.
Yeah.
So it's just nice.
George Harden, thanks for the super chat, says Martin the Martian is coming to attack and Regan don't want that. Martin can beat anyone.
Starting now, Regan. Gonna have to get some t-shirts made with your two faces.
So my opinion about it is, and I think I said this on a previous podcast about Andrew, I think Martin kind of has the best balance of both of the guys that we're talking about. Nick is very, very thick and dense. Regan is not as thick, but very aesthetic. And Martin lands somewhere in the middle where he's a little shorter, so he's filled out his frame, so the muscle looks more dense and it's more filled out. He doesn't have any gaps.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still...
And those bubbly quads from the fronts are just...
Well, this is what I'm trying to say. Like when you look at Regan, because Regan is, 6 feet tall or 5'11", I don't know how tall he is. There's still some gaps in there. Like you still need to really get that filled out. And then when you look at Nick, it's almost like Nick is so big, there's no gaps, but it's almost like it's not aesthetic either. So then when you look at Martin, it kind of lands somewhere in the middle. We have a physique that's filled out, that is very round, that is very aesthetic, that doesn't have a lot of gaps. So go ahead. Sorry, Stefan.
You know what is funny? What I recognized in New York, Nick's walking appearance, when he walks out, it's so much muscle that's so mind-blowing intense, his walking look.
Yep.
But when he poses, he doesn't have a bigger back than Martin. He doesn't have a bigger chest than Martin. He has different designed arms than Martin, but a little bit bigger. He doesn't have bigger legs than Martin. So muscle-wise, even if I don't know if there's a weight difference in them, I have no idea how heavy he is on stage. But when they are pose, there is actually not that much mass difference. It's a lot of symmetry difference. But what is really, really unbelievable, and that's a big bonus point for him, is his walking mass. When he gets out, that's just...
I'm going to disagree in a couple points. And Martin, I'm going to talk about you like you're not here. So the thing that stands out in the difference in muscularity between the two of them is Nick has much thicker delts, much thicker arms, and much thicker hamstrings. Those 4 body parts add a 3D dimension and a thickness that makes him look bigger than Martin. The problem is his waist is also much bigger than Martin's. So it doesn't matter that he has a little bit bigger shoulder, a little bit bigger hamstring. It doesn't matter because it's thrown off by the symmetry of his physique. So there is more muscle, but it doesn't mean it's a better physique necessarily. So
do we have some comparison pictures? Can we open that quite fast?
I'm sure I can bring up some photos. I don't know about the two of them together, but
yeah, we must from New York,
Yeah. Nick Walker, Martin Fitz. And Martin, I'm curious what you think. What do you think about what I said? Would you agree or disagree?
Oh, well, I mean, I know Nick was about 20 pounds heavier on stage than me at New York. So, I mean, that puts it in perspective. Like, there's obviously more muscle there, but like, how much of that is in the waist versus in the actual muscle bellies?
Right.
There's no question his arms absolutely destroy mine, man. My arms are still my shittiest body part, and that's his best body part, in my opinion. He might have the best arms in the IFBB
potentially.
If Rizzo does it, it's him.
Yeah. Do you want to take a look? Do you want to take a look at this comparison?
Yeah, well, delts, you are also right for sure. I can agree that.
So immediately the arms, like Martin was, arms stand out, right? But then this is
but thing. Not the size difference isn't like, I don't know how good these are scale wise, but the size difference isn't that much in the
That's
arm.
what I was talking about.
But hold on though. But diameter in bodybuilding, diameter doesn't matter. It's shape that matters.
Yeah.
So the shape of Nick's arms is
That's much better.
Yeah, he's got wild arms, but it's a bit
phenomenal,
weird because Martin's arms suit his overall shape. I think Nick's arms on Martin might actually look off. Like, just saying.
I can see what
This is the thing I don't want to get confused. It's okay to say somebody has a better body part. It doesn't mean you think they're a better bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
Completely. But we are on the same base.
So Stefan, I agree with you. Like if I'm picking a physique that I like Martin's physique better. And like I said, when it comes to the three of them competing against each other, I think Martin is the balance between the density of Nick and the symmetry of Regan. So he's got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, but I like the discussion right now. Let's keep it.
Okay, we'll keep going. Okay, so I'm going to give arms to
100%.
But I'm also going to give quads and waist to Martin because Martin's quads almost look better than Nick's here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the amount of outer sweep, isn't it? Because Martin's got more balance between the inner and outer lateral head, so it makes it.
Well, also to go back, just so people know how to like assess a physique, the illusion of Martin's quads is bigger, also because his waist is much smaller.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
when you look at the illusion, it looks like you have this massive leg popping off the small waist, where Nick doesn't get to have that because there's less of a contrast.
Yeah,
but here in that comparison, it's quite good. I also see that I would like to have more adductors in Martin.
Yeah, because Nick's adductors are really good there.
Yeah,
especially that right one.
Yeah. So if we could move through to the side chest.
This is where I think Nick's very strong.
Yeah.
But you know that was the hamstring discussion from the back, but here from the side, take a look at Martin's hamstring.
No, but that's not fair because I can see the thickness of Nick's hamstring. It's because his knee is turned closer to the camera. Martin is posing this perfectly, like his leg is totally to the side. Nick's leg is actually facing us a little bit, so you can't see the density of that hamstring.
Yeah, they're both
bodybuilding. Who presents it?
No, I know, but it's hard to tell.
I'm just fucking with you.
They're both phenomenal.
I just like to talk shit.
See, you can see from the back here, like the hamstring is just thicker across.
He's got some.
I think it's a lot of his adductors which plays a role in
on
that
the inside
pose.
here.
Fucking adductors are wild.
You know, his adductors are really, really wide.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the hamstring itself, Martin's is actually a little bit thicker here.
Yeah,
and like you said,
Nick's good at posing his legs in a back shot, isn't he?
And I agree with you, Stefan, as well. The back is not very different at all. In fact, Martin's, I don't know if it's because he's standing closer to the camera or not, but it actually looks a little thicker.
No, I was live there, and Martin's back was thicker.
Martin's got a lot of thickness in his lower lat, which is what a lot of people lack.
And then the arms and the shoulders, I feel like it's more the arms than the shoulders, but yeah.
Nick has that nice tricep separation, the hang.
Crazy details.
Yeah.
Peak in the bicep is nice, yeah.
The silhouette of like Nick's arms is fucking.
We go to the lat spread, and then we see.
I think you just had a few issues with hitting that there, didn't you, Martin, because of some shoulder.
That shoulder issue.
Yeah, because Jordan, my training partner, has the same thing. He's trying to work around on that.
Yeah, I think that's more of a posing issue for Martin.
100%. That's to do with some.
You got your spine almost bowed outwards, whereas Nick's spine is straight up and down.
Mine's a lot better now, huh, boss?
Yeah.
Then butt cheeks, though, boy. I can grade cheese on these things.
Yeah, I mean the waist is the key to a physique. I mean, it makes all the difference in the world.
It really does.
We have to give credit to Nick for what he's also his ability to control.
That's what I said before. It's incredible.
Because you see him even then when he like pulled in, and you see the obliques pull in. That's the control he has is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because after this, just pulls that in.
To me, Stefan, the biggest thing is the delts in the arms.
Yeah.
I feel like Martin's delts are fucking bonkers.
Martin, your delts look good there too. I think
my delts are awesome.
Oh, what's that?
Overall,
I think when you guys are standing relaxed, when you're posing, your delts are the same size. When you're standing relaxed, his seem to have more of a shelf on them. That's
what I said. His walking appearance is just.
Yeah.
But you saw in that comparison what I was talking before, that mass difference is not that visible as people think that it is.
Right.
That's absolutely the point, you know?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
No, I mean, like we talked about, we've talked about this on here before, but I think I can stand with anybody now. It's just a matter of who's best on that day. There's a lot, like, honestly, there's about 8 of us that are all like that. It's who nails it best on the day, to be honest. I feel that way.
I don't disagree with you, Martin.
Bodybuilding's at a really, really badass point right now. Like, that's the coolest thing, man. How do you feel about that, James?
Oh, mate, it's ridiculous right now. Even like
remembered as one of the best eras of bodybuilding that's happened.
for sure, dude. Like we've already mentioned a couple of shows and everyone doing them, and then like when I looked at the Arnold poster, I was like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's only like one of the first shows in the year. There's all these other amazing bodybuilders that aren't even competing yet. So it's a good time to be a professional bodybuilder if you actually want to be considered a good bodybuilder, you know, because you're against the best. Literally.
You see that there? You see that there, Stefan?
Hmm?
That's a little bit better view of the side leg that I was talking about.
But still, you know, the hamstring is not better.
I disagree.
His adductors are clear. His adductors are clearly better.
Listen, Martin's my guy.
Pushes
I
hamstrings,
want him to fucking crush everybody. So I'm not.
Yeah.
Tonio looks really good there as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think I'm the prettiest. That's what matters.
But why the hell? But why the hell is your head that pale? I can't remember that.
I think this is after I sweated and we had to wipe my head down.
Ah, that could be.
1 second. Yeah, see the delts and arms.
Yeah, delts and arms is.
Yeah.
I'm completely with you.
What Martin's got that's really good as well is mid back.
Yeah,
the mid back is very thick. You know,
it's gonna be a great show.
Trying to copy you, James.
All what, me? Bro, wish. I'm hanging in. I'm hanging in.
Nick's got really good side shots.
Yeah, side shots are some of the best. For sure.
Yeah. Nick's a great bodybuilder, man. He's been number 3 in the world. So
yeah, you can't. Doesn't happen by chance, does it?
That was why I wanted to do this show, bro. I wanted to stand next to one of the best guys in the world and see where we stood up.
Where you have to go.
Oh,
that show gave me a lot of confidence, man.
I just got fucking excited watching that. It's gonna be great. That show is gonna be fucking stacked because it's like you, James, Regan, Nick. I know a bunch of other guys are fucking doing Pittsburgh too. It's gonna be wild, man.
I've only done one update this prep because it's been fun not doing updates. And
I like not sharing too. It's fun. Huh?
Yeah, it's quite different, isn't it? It's quite cool.
We all as fans, I'll speak for all the fans. We hate that you're not doing updates.
I did a little lat spread in the gym yesterday.
You know what? Yeah. And actually, I'll tell you, I hate as a podcaster. I also hate that you're not doing updates because every time we want to talk about the show, nobody's posted anything, and we've got nothing to look at.
I sent a picture that I sent to Stefan, and I put on my story the other day, and that was yesterday or the day before. That's it. That's all I got.
I do have this, which is Brandon Curry give us a sneak peek before the Arnold.
Oh.
I think it's kind of cool that he's prepping in the States this time. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly hope he fucking kills it for being in the States. Just cause.
Hopefully he's proper relaxed and feels chill.
He's got a great fucking upper body, man. Look how
imagine looking like that. How old is he?
So beautiful.
Got to be 40.
I don't know, but that's like his beard is gray. He got just from in that thing.
Is it gray or is it blonde?
No, it's gray.
It's gray.
He's embracing it.
Dude, he looks awesome right now.
He does.
His upper body is so cool.
See what the legs look like. Let's see what the legs look like.
Oh.
Just take them off. Stop.
Yeah, what the fuck?
He's like, they'll fall down by themselves. His legs look good. They look full.
This might be the best Curry we've seen in a long time.
Look at the
hamstrings. He's always got these hamstrings that just poke out very far.
So great.
The hamstrings are super cool.
So he's working with Justin Harris this prep.
Yeah, this is gonna be cool, man.
Wow, he fucking looks pretty good, man.
I want hamstrings like that.
I know that's a wild, James? It's just like it's out past his glute.
Motherfucker.
Hey, you do have hamstrings like that. What the fuck are you talking about?
Not like that, bro. That's some bubbly shit going on there.
Well,
I
yours
don't
are
know. I might have to
Brand-
change. I might have to change my predictions.
Yeah, let's see.
Brandon looks pretty good.
He does look good. That's exciting.
Have you got your
Mark.
phone on you, Fouad?
Sorry, yeah, I got my phone. Send it
I
to my
just
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, because then I can just pull it up through my
Oh,
Instagram.
okay, yeah. It's
I'm
only a
gonna
fuck. It's
see.
nothing. Martin gave it a flame, so I was well happy.
I'm gonna see if I can send Martin. Can I show them yours?
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Fat boy right now.
I think I want McDonald's today.
I wouldn't mind McDonald's.
It's such a disappointment. Every time you think you want
They have to
McDonald's,
make bread over
and
there.
then you
now?
get it, it sucks.
Yeah, always. It's yearly disappointment, but it's time
Every
for that
fucking-
disappointment.
Every time, Stefan, I want McDonald's, I get it, and I'm like, this is horrible. Why did I get this?
It tastes like plastic.
I love McDonald's.
But
So do I. So do
yeah,
I.
I've seen an advertising, and the child was so happy eating that French fries. I want that feeling.
That's what you're buying, eh? You're buying the feeling. You're not buying the fucking.
I am the feeling. I accidentally sent you a picture of me from the front, relax, but that wasn't what I meant. But the wrist, I put the wrist up.
Here, one sec. I'm uploading some of these pictures from Martin.
Martin.
Big fat boy.
No.
No, I like how, I mean, this is the best I've ever looked at this weight. I've only been at this weight one time before.
You
So.
probably still look like 2 weeks out, I bet. We're going to see in a minute.
I still have striations in my quads, but my butt's a little chunky.
Okay, let's see here. One second. I think I can do this now.
When
Share.
Fouad is looking that lunatic, he has gymnastic videos going on his second screen.
This is Martin right now. What's your weight here? You said it was what? 260 something?
Almost 268.
268.
Be heavier than me soon, bro.
Yeah, that looks pretty good at 268, Martin. Fuck.
It's not too bad, man. I'm happy with it.
Looking big and thick.
Right
You're how many weeks out from Pittsburgh now?
16, you said?
16 weeks. So let me ask you, Stefan, when you see this, and we both know how fast, I mean, you know better than I do, but I know now how fast Martin gets ready. How long will you continue to push him into growth phase before you start cutting? Another 8 weeks?
That's a feeling which comes up when I see pictures.
If you had to guess.
No, there is the click in the head.
Yeah.
Where I think an interesting point will be the next 4 weeks. Then I see if there is still progression, if it's still going in the direction I want to go with, we keep maybe a little bit longer. Otherwise, we will solidify it and then go really, really slowly down.
So for those people who don't know, Martin seems to get ready pretty quickly. So Stefan, if you had to, you could probably get him ready in 8 to 10 weeks.
You always need some spare time.
Yeah.
If you get sick, if something, you always need, the shittiest thing is to rush in the end.
Right.
Sometimes you need to rush because something happens, but I always try to prevent that. So, honestly, if you start or if you end the growing period 2 weeks earlier, you wouldn't have grown that much. But if it gives you a little bit more security to getting with the best shape on stage, it's worth to change the direction of the weight a little bit earlier. But as I said, that's a decision I will do check-in to check-in.
Fuck, it won't let me open your picture on here for some reason, James.
Oh, maybe the world's not meant to see it.
Fuck. One sec.
Which one?
You know what I'll do? Let me upload a story.
No. I'm just gonna. Or you
This
can
might be, and I'll do it in motion.
I got this back. I got this back shot. 1 second.
Don't think Boss even did it in motion, so I can put it in motion on my story. Because then that's quite cool. Yeah, I'll just upload that quickly. I've just put one on my story. It's the picture I sent you, Stefan, but it's actually it when I'm moving because I didn't send it moving. Should be on my story. There'll be some nonsense first because I play games. So the last one it should be.
I know. I want to see what you're doing all day long.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I
This is a
also
PS3
Who's
game
that?
called Folklore. Rare, very rare. So I was fucking on that last night. Here's some supplements, obviously. Look, I'm plugging on the podcast. Yeah, but
Okay. Yeah,
That's
so-
me bigging up Jordan, saying to use his
Little
cast for good
Jordan.
because he's my mate. Support him.
I love Jordan, dude.
He's
He's cool.
juicy. Juicy 15.
Juicy 15. I think it's not got any in it. I know. Fucking hell.
It's hilarious.
That's me
Juicy.
trying to look.
Oh shit! Look at
Oh,
that.
look at this.
The
It's like
black beard
Guys, your
is
beard's black.
incredible.
I might go back to that.
model James.
The jet
Model
black
James
beard.
Berry. Captain Blackbeard, bro. My hands are well GH there. Look. Fucking hell. Picture of Dorian just because I like that.
Yeah. that's
Love
good.
that detail in the side abdominal. Just thought, yeah. Even though he's smaller, still like it. This is like Fouad catching a little break for a minute in the podcast. Just friends of mine that have some stuff.
All right.
Skip through, bro.
Oh, is this recent?
Jeez.
That's today. Just the black and white, just pissing me off.
Oh, it's fucking.
That's just an announcement. The gym's still open. Don't worry,
Legs
guys.
look-
The gym's.
Fucking legs look good.
You're such a freak, James. And you're so humble about it, and I love it.
100th MRI tomorrow. Oh, the video hasn't loaded yet on yours.
What the fuck, man?
Nah, bruv. Let me just check. This is a piss take. Oh, that's on mine now, so it should be there now. What? No, it's loaded on mine.
Update your, refresh your page. One.
There we go. Got
Sorry,
it.
guys. I know I'm wasting a lot of the
Oh, there it
podcast.
is. I got it. I got
There
it.
is.
Let's see what the back looks
Did
like.
you put this on your close friends or something?
No, just
This dude.
Yeah,
What the
I
fuck?
don't feel like I saw that already.
yeah. I did put just a picture.
Oh,
The
oh,
picture he
Right.
posted.
Yeah,
Fucking back looks lean and separated, dude.
it's not
your
bad.
back is so crazy, bro. From pulling 9 plates your whole life. God.
That- Just a little. I was the day before yesterday. It's not bad. Like 6 was a bit.
Are you still pulling from the floor a lot?
Not a lot. I still do like maybe a tush. So actually, in this gym today, not the other day, they've got the big wheels. I'd rather pull from just mid height like Dorian and not go as heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's basically what I do.
I always
Just
felt like
the
I always felt like the deadlift from the ground up to the knee was more legs anyway.
yeah. And
Like-
Stefan did say one of the first things we said when I started speaking about training as well when we got together was that I needed to focus more on the other aspects. So now I just do like a rack pull at the end of a workout, moderate weight, but I can feel what I'm doing because I've done a lot of the heavy pulling in the past.
Yeah.
And I've got to make sure that my lats stay full in a prep because they can disappear a little bit if I don't train a certain way. So trying to keep width and waist.
So,
Need to quit worrying about being strong and just worry about training too.
Yeah, I'm like, don't get me wrong, I still try to lift a good amount low, but I am much more conscious of what I'm trying to do with my body. So
Stefan, you said something about Detroit. Who's doing Detroit? James?
Yeah.
I closed it.
RPG's doing it. Big
I know.
RPG.
I know the guys. Like I know James, Carlos, Ron Gordon.
James, William, and Aaron.
Oh, William's doing it too.
William wants to do all. He is
Who
in
is-
his he's in his second spring of bodybuilding.
You said
Yeah,
Aaron.
he's
Who's
good.
Um,
Aaron?
he's called Aaron Gully. I think it's his pro.
That's what I just said. You're coaching Aaron Golly?
Uh-huh.
Fucking who aren't you coaching?
Yeah, all the others.
Let's see here. We'll take a couple questions. Edge Crusher says, "How does Stefan feel about deadlifts for his athletes?"
It's funny, we were just discussing that.
You know, it's a good exercise. It depends a little bit on the symmetry you need to have. I would say it's the best power builder in the world and the best overall growth stimulating exercise ever. But if you can't perform it perfectly, it could seriously not only hurt you, it could also throw your symmetry in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And that's something which needs to be evaluated. It's not absolutely perfect. It's not absolutely bad. It's an individual question.
Can James talk about the gym situation? Just so you guys know, James already said earlier in the podcast, he's going to talk about it when he's ready, but not today. So we're going to pass on that. Who is the best coach in the world?
Numbers wise, Haney Rambert.
Stefan.
Yeah.
Stefan.
You know, I'm the numbers guy. I always have been, but I'm still young.
Stefan, this question's for you. Who are the godfathers of death metal?
Oh, I'm more the black metal guy. But when it comes to death metal, you need to now my special topic comes. You need to separate. You need to separate the American Bay Area death metal and the Nordic death metal. When it comes to Nordic death metal, for me, always Edge of Sanity was genius. But from the American side. I always was an Obituary fan, actually, some Cannibal Corpse stuff, but the American style always was too, I would call it too raw for me. I was a little bit more that more melodic guy.
I can't listen to that shit. You know that, eh? It just sounds like screaming and fucking angry shit to me. It doesn't. Martin, can you listen to that stuff?
I used to listen to a little bit of the more new age screamo, but I can't listen to the old stuff. Some of the new stuff they like rap / scream, and then it's not bad, but it's like you have to be in a mood and you have to like it has to be like training or doing something like that. You can't just like I'm not just riding in the car listening to that shit.
Like on a road trip, just like
like I'm listening to Miley Cyrus or some shit. That, you
know. Luke used to love that shit, and we used to get in debates because I used to tell him that it was just screaming, and Luke used to say that there was a lot of talent involved, and I'd be like, no, it's not. It's just this fucking guy screams. He's like, no, man.
Actually, do a lot of voice training, I think.
Yeah, actually, when I think about it now, I do think it's hard.
Is
that your favorite album?
The Upside Down.
But that's more the culture I'm out of.
Yeah.
It's more that Norwegian black metal stuff.
What is it that drives you to that? Like, what is it that you like about that? Because it looks horrible to me.
Actually, it's quite funny. I come out of a musical family, so I was doing classical music until the age of 19. Playing clarinet, and then I got the black sheep of the family, playing bass guitar in a black metal band. I'm quite emotional guy, and especially black metal. Even if it's dark emotions, it's really transporting something. You know, you feel the power, you feel the might, you feel the strength of the music, and then even if it's just sounding like noise. It's very, very complicated.
Okay, I understand that part, but you just said you're a very emotional guy, and so far, all I know about you is that you're not emotional at all. So what the fuck is going on?
I mean with emotion, power, strength.
So certain emotions.
Yes.
So you're not a crying guy. You're not you're just a...
Yeah, I still always cry when I see Ayrton Senna dying. But that's one of the
Senna, the race driver. So
the race driver.
Yeah. I didn't know his first name either. The other day we were discussing it, and I didn't know his first name was.
That is sad. Yeah. Man, Stefan, you have a lot of facets to your life, eh? The music, the race car driving, the bodybuilding, you just have a lot of you span a lot of fucking different things.
You know what we should do?
Actually, 3.
What's 3? Well, bodybuilding,
bodybuilding and music, yeah.
Cars.
All quite extreme.
Okay, it's 3, but they're very extreme. But then you got to add in the autism and the colitis, and this is like a lot of shit going on.
We need to we need to go to Norway, stay at Jannika's parents' cabin, and go to one of these gig for authentic Norwegian.
I'll go.
Yeah. We've literally got. Her parents would love to have us at the cabin. We have the cabin.
But you know, it's funny you said that. There's a girl named her name's Erin, and her husband. She messaged me. She said that her husband and her love the show, and they go boar hunting in Norway. Like they live in Norway and they do a lot of boar hunting. And they said they're fans of me and Seth, and they're like, you guys should come out and do some boar hunting with us.
You do that and then meet up with us after, and then we go and.
But what's boar hunting? What's boar?
Pigs, the boars. They're like the large wild pigs with the horns. That's my impression.
Boar hunting.
That was good, James.
It's not bad. I sound like one when I sleep.
This thing, I guess.
I think Guy and Branch have done quite a lot of boar.
Yeah,
hunting.
I wonder if the boar in Texas is different than the boar in Norway.
Okay, it's called on German. It's Wildschwein.
They're different. They're different.
Yeah.
The ones in Norway are like big and hairy. The ones in the south are just like have like wire hair on them.
But it's that kind of animal. Branch kills with a knife.
Yeah.
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 Eat it.
Crazy.
I've told you a few of those stories.
Guy, Stefan, can you do that or no? Can you hunt?
No, actually, I would hurt myself with putting the knife out of the
Cut his own hand off.
thing. Yeah, no way.
Why can't I move the chat here? What the fuck is going on? It froze, I think. Oh no.
What?
My thing froze. 1 second. There we go. I'm trying to find a question. There was a question here I wanted to ask you guys. Guys, in your bodybuilding careers, were you most excited to hit 200 pounds or 300 pounds?
300. You don't think about 200.
No, I was already 200 when I started.
I don't think we ever thought about 200.
I was 200 pounds in high school.
That's what I'm saying.
You and your fucking American weight. Let's see what my biggest weight was. kg in LBS.
We used to do it in stone in England. We was like, I want to get to 20 stone. That's why
I know that's the worst one. I'm like, what the fuck is a stone?
Like 13 pounds, right?
Yeah.
260 was my highest.
260 pounds?
Uh-huh.
So you never hit 300?
I'm never hitting.
No. Martin, have you hit 300? No. It's only 30 pounds. You can do it.
270. 270 is the biggest I've ever hit.
Goal's been set.
What do you think of Kennedy doing his pro debut this year? I believe
is that Colossus Ken?
I love Kent's physique, man.
Ken's black fella, isn't it?
Yeah, let me bring it up in case people don't know what I'm talking about. I was going to sign him. I wanted to sign him before before Animal did.
Before Martin signed.
I don't know why I said before Martin. I wanted to sign him before Animal did, but I just couldn't. Didn't have the budget at the time. But fuck, this kid's great.
Where did he win his pro card?
The USA.
Junior USA.
Look
at this fucking physique. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's an awesome shot.
Yeah, but I mean, look at this. It's just very round. It's like good structure.
Go to that most muscular video right there.
Look at this. These update photos. This is him 280s, he says.
Yeah, he's 280.
Dude, there's about 2 or 3 guys in the UK right now that are very reminiscent and they're going to be pros soon. They got a similar physique to him and they're just going to take over.
Look how round this is. Small waist, quad.
Show me stage pictures.
Hold on
stage picture.
Oh, hold on. I want to see him with his chunk.
Turned on by the fat. Relax.
Turned on by the fat.
Who was that looking like Michael Jackson?
Where?
That.
Oh, the animal. Yeah,
that animal looks like. I thought. Yeah, I checked Michael Jackson.
The one below the most muscular glance was like Michael Jackson. I know it's the hair. It was a quick glance. I saw that.
Okay. With the where are some stage shots?
Well, he was like 219 there. He'll be like 240.
Yeah, he's grown a lot since this.
He's gonna be good, man. He's gonna be a force.
Yeah, I think so too.
Look beautiful.
Structure is really, really, really good. You nail that. And,
the name is super cool. Colossus Ken.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Here's a stage shot. That's just one. I already saw that one. Yeah, I don't think he's got a lot of stage pictures. There's a video here, I guess. No.
How is his back? Because he's not showing it.
No, it's pretty good. His lats are pretty good. I don't know if it's like his strongest point, but it's not bad. It's not like wait, this is him before. I mean, you can see he's got some back. I mean, he's obviously much younger.
Yeah.
Well, you can see the structure there.
Yeah, you can see the nice muscle bellies. Looking very good. He won it in heavyweight?
Yep.
I believe so, yeah.
Good smile.
Glasses Ken.
Ken, you got to show more back pictures. Stefan thinks you have a shit back.
No, I just asked.
No, I'm just joking. We say that all the time on the podcast. Whenever we see a guy that doesn't post any back photos,
he doesn't show it back. It's got to be shit.
Let's have a shit back. Okay, let's take a couple more questions and we'll wrap it up.
Is that Lara Croft back there, James? The figure?
That's Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. She looks a bit like
Yeah.
still sexy as well.
Yeah.
Just not quite as sexy as Lara Croft though. Lara Croft's absolute 10 out of 10.
Regan, back in the chat, do you guys have a specific playlist on Spotify or Apple Music you listen to when you're training?
I don't personally.
I don't. I listen to whatever's in my phone, and I still listen to music from 20 years ago.
So I'm stuck in 20. Well, my music's all 2003.
I'm stuck from like 1990 to 2010.
Yeah, for me also.
Yeah.
I don't know if
But nobody wants to hear.
But
What's that, Martin?
I do. I have a few different playlists, but it depends on what I'm training.
What do you train to, Martin? What's your go-to?
Well, like right now when I train with Brett, I don't listen to music.
Don't need to, do you?
You guys don't listen to music?
I mean, whatever's on at the gym, but like we don't care. It doesn't
They have
matter.
the sweet melody of their brotherhood. You know, that sound.
I just listen to Brett just scream at me. It just gets me going. So that's good. But no, when I train by myself, like in Texas and stuff though, like when I train legs, I like the harder stuff, like the screamo or like hard rap or something like that. And then like arms and stuff like that, it's more like rap, hip hop type stuff.
And do you consider Metallica hard rock or no?
Yeah, I would consider it more than hard rock. I would consider it as metal. Actually, it's
Authentic
specifically it's called thrash metal.
Yeah.
Do you listen to that, or is that not hard enough for you?
You know, there is good metal in every range of hardness, I would say.
Yeah.
And you have to totally say that Metallica maybe is one of the greatest.
I'm glad you said that. Okay.
Oh, mate, like today, is it Hell's Bells? Is that one of their songs?
Yeah.
Mate, that came on in the gym today, and even though it takes forever to get started, that beginning bit.
Oh, wait. Hell's Bells with AC/DC.
Oh, sorry.
AC/DC.
Now that's got a good intro. Sorry, I'm not that clued up with the music, but that intro to that song's so fucking nice.
Metallica's Enter Sandman, James.
Yeah, and
Battery is cool for training, for example.
name another song, because there's one more I know. Go on.
Nothing else matters.
Nothing else matters. Yeah, nothing else
the...
matters. Yeah, that's the one I know. Yeah. Sorry, I had to wait. I had to just prove I need to know one of the things. I felt bad for getting it fucked up.
Stefan, what kind of car do you drive?
All of them.
Got a BM.
That's kind of private.
It's a loaded question.
See? I knew, because you're a fucking car guy. I want to know what you're driving.
Just tell him what you
all or one.
Yeah, tell him your daily.
I want to know all.
Okay.
You probably have a daily driver. You probably have a sports car.
I have more daily drivers.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me.
I have a Mini. I have a Mini.
Okay, that's gay. Go on.
I have a BMW M760.
Okay, I like that.
I have a new Aston Martin Vantage.
Oh, nice.
I have a McLaren 750S Spider.
Ah, nice.
It's like a chart. Fucking everyone he's mentioned. It's going, oh, I love that.
The Spider is fucking. I drove that car. That's a rock.
750 or 720?
No, I think it was a 720. Is it a 720 LT?
No, there was a 600 LT.
No, not that. It was a 720.
There was a 675 LT. There was a 765 LT.
That's the one. That's the 765. Did that come in Spider?
All are available in Spider. And
it was a 765. My God, that car was fucking fast. It felt like I was driving a motorcycle. I was going through the gears like I was on a motorcycle. I couldn't believe it.
No, the 750 is the latest.
I drive a fucking Ford.
And the last pure gasoline one.
Yeah. I got Malibu.
So you have a McLaren, and which one do you drive the most? The BMW probably.
At the moment, my daily driver is the Aston Martin Vantage, the new.
Oh, I love that car. So okay, so you have two dailies then. Because the Vantage is like a nicer daily, and then the BMW.
And the 760. The 760 is also the new one with a 31-inch television in the back.
In the back, yeah. Do you ever make your daughter drive just so you sit in the back and watch TV?
Yeah, she is 15, so she's not allowed yet. But that's actually the plan.
Yeah.
No, I like car driving, and I like drive them for its purpose.
So is that your guilty pleasure? Like you buy cars and like that's your
No,
thing?
actually, it's kind of therapy. If my head is completely stuck and I can't think anymore, I drive to the garage, take one of the things, and ride 30 to 40 minutes, bring it back, and I'm newborn.
Yeah, I feel the same way about driving. That's how it does
Mm.
that for me too.
It, you know, because then I drive quite intense,
Yeah.
and that clears the mind.
How is driving where you're in what I'm sorry, what country are you in again? Austria?
Austria,
How is driving in Austria? Do they give a fuck how fast you drive?
they give an incredible fuck. So I'm just driving on the racetrack.
Well, obviously you're fucking lying. How often do you go to do you actually go to the racetrack or no?
I do, yeah.
How often?
I started a little bit of kart racing again. So tomorrow I'm going to have a little kart race in the evening with a car, I would say 2 or 3 times a year. And I try to not go with my own one.
Okay. Fuck, I'm jealous. I'm gonna buy a cart and leave it with you so I can come just kart racing with you.
Yeah.
So fucking jealous. I want to do that shit all the time. Martin, what do you drive? You said you're driving to Malibu?
I mean, I have a piece of shit Malibu. I still have my Camaro in Dallas, but it needs a new engine.
Why are you driving shit boxes? You make enough money for a nice car.
Yeah, no, honestly, man, like I'm being really frugal. I want to buy a house, and my Malibu is really nice car and stuff. And this next year, I have business ventures and stuff that I'll be able to put enough money away that I'll have a badass daily driver soon. But I want to do it when I can buy the exact one I want. So
What is it that you want? What's the exact one that
I think I want a brand new Tahoe as like a nice new car. And then my dream car is a 72 Chevelle.
nice?
So that'll be in the next couple years, that'll be something that
There's certain things only white guys can buy. Like I want to buy a 72 Chevelle, but it would look fucking stupid with an Arab guy driving it.
No, honestly, man, I'm really lucky. Jake, he does all my media and stuff. He has an uncle that has a few that are almost done or finished. They're really, really close. They just need a few things.
Yeah.
And he's kind of sick of just tinkering with them at this point and kind of ready to get rid of them. So I'm in a really good position to hopefully buy one of those and then be able to do the final touches on it that I want to do and make it really mine, but still have it where it's like brand new to where I don't have to worry about working on it every day and stuff. Like the Camaro I have right now, it's awesome, but like
I've seen that Camaro.
It's a cool car, man, but it just needs so much work that like you fuck with it every day, and it started to make me hate it and shit. And so like I want a classic car, but I want to be able to like just drive it. Not
there's a company, there's a store here in Michigan, a dealership called Vanguard Motors. All they do is restore old shit, and they do them like a resto mod where they put like new components in old vehicles. That's the way I want it. That's what I want. But the Tahoe was an interesting one. I like that because I got a Escalade, which is the same platform.
Yeah.
And I asked Akeem about it. You know, Akeem's like 300 fucking pounds.
Yeah.
He drives an F-Type, a Jaguar F-Type, like that little fucking.
Yeah.
It's like a little two-seater. I'm like,
that's small.
Akeem, I'm like, you weigh 300 fucking pounds. What are you doing?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I fit like a glove. I'm like, I thought someone like Akeem would have like a Tahoe or a Denali or a fucking Escalade or something.
No, I saw I actually just saw that Cadillac is gonna try to redo the pickups.
The EXT. Yeah.
But they're gonna make it like the Denali. So I'm a little bit intrigued by that one. That might be
they're doing one with 650 horsepower supercharged V8.
I saw that, man.
That would be the way to go.
I'm like,
you don't like the Ford?
The Ford what? Raptor?
No, the Expedition.
Oh no, it's gross. I got an Escalade, man. That fucking dude, that Cadillac Escalade, it's my second one. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so comfortable and it's big. And the best part about it for me is I got 2 dogs that go with me everywhere. So I just throw them in the back and they got like a big dog bed back there for them. So it's comfortable. Like, so it's just really convenient. It's not fast or anything, but it's just really comfortable.
I think comfort's king for me if I have a car again.
James, what do you got? You got a
Ford Cougar, just a little thing that does the job.
What do you
I just don't see the point of spending money on a
You
car.
not, you don't give a, you don't give a, you're like Paul. You don't give a fuck, do you?
I spend money on shit. Like this shit costs me. I spend hundreds of pounds a day nearly on this shit.
That's how, you know what? That's how, it's funny. That's how Paul is. Paul will
Yeah.
drive. Paul's got like a fucking 10-year-old Ford Explorer. It still runs great, but he just doesn't give a shit. He won't waste money on a car at all.
Yeah, I've just never been that way. Like I say, dude, I've got a cupboard over there full of like retro games that cost like £100 each because that's what I collect. That's my thing.
Yeah, everybody's got their own
I'm
bike.
just not a car guy.
Because
Just never have been.
bikes, right? You know.
Yeah, and the thing is, some of them hold. They will. A lot of them are going to hold their value and actually probably go up. So maybe in the future, I just fucking
Yeah.
sell them back. So I like tinkering. So personally, me, like I like mod. Like I can't tinker with a car because I don't know what I'm doing, but I can tinker with like electrics and consoles and stuff and play around with them, like with the screwdriver, fucking add shit to them. That's my thing.
I don't know how to tinker with anything. I just like driving.
Just drive. I
I can't fix a car. I can't. Well, I probably could, but I
But the
don't.
problem with those supercars these days is really
yeah.
you can be happy when you can drive it.
You got to
because they are constantly in the garage.
Yeah.
The new ones?
Yeah.
Really?
Because they are getting so extreme.
Yeah.
And they are so limited, you know, that you just have and it doesn't matter if it's a Ferrari, if it's a McLaren, if it's an Aston Martin. If they get more expensive, you will have more problems.
That doesn't appeal to me at all. I don't
No,
know.
that's why I don't go near cars.
Yeah, but you need to understand the purpose. The purpose is to be extreme.
No, I get it. I get it, Stefan. All I'm saying is the most aggravating thing in the world to me is to have to go back to the fucking shop every month.
Yeah.
Like there's a motorcycle that Harley Davidson makes that I really like. And I read the reviews and the reviews were all the same. I'm in the shop every fucking month. They're tinkering with it. So I didn't buy it. That's the last, like, it's the worst thing ever for me is having to go back and, I can't do that.
That's when you like supercars and you just have a supercar, then you will probably be in serious trouble.
Yeah. Well, luckily for me, I graduated from cars to motorcycles, so my life is much cheaper now.
But much more dangerous.
Yeah, but that's even more fun.
Extreme.
Bikes are awesome.
It's more extreme, so it's more fun. Okay, guys, we'll wrap there. It's 2:00. I'm gonna let you guys go. And thanks again for coming on, guys. I had a good time.
Pleasure, man. Always appreciate it.
Always
Martin?
good.
Martin, I feel like you have something to say before you go.
Don't get your
Buy that shirts.
Support mine and Hostile. Get his shirt. Use his code.
All right, boys. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Bye-bye.